When Michael Hastings died suddenly last month, our generation lost one of its brightest and most uncompromising voices. His death inspired a number of tributes, as well as a boatload of debunked conspiracy theories. In the tradition of outlaw journalists before him, Michael Hastings followed a story without fear or favor. His tenaciousness was legendary, but so was his capacity for friendship. He took his work seriously, but never himself. Last summer, Michael and his wife, Elise Jordan, sat down with my wife, Margaret, and me, when with Elise's permissions, we are airing excerpts of this never-before-seen interview today.
Michael, what you may be best known for is your Rolling Stone piece, The Runaway General, that had, I think, the unique and still controversial distinction of ending up leading to the resignation of a general during wartime. As you look back on that piece, any regrets, any thoughts about places you would have done it differently?
I wish I had a few thousand more words, because then I would have really unloaded on what I knew. No, not at all. I think, you know, what I reported there, and it was later confirmed in other reports, was that there was this very much a simmering tension between the White House and the Pentagon. And the comments that, you know, what General McChrystal said to me when he was criticizing President Obama, criticizing the Vice President, got at this larger issue of who should be in charge of the military, who should be deciding this policy, and how these sort of even personal relationships can have huge impacts on major policy decisions. I mean, because of this tension, for months, the Afghan policy was in total disarray.
So neither of you had any idea what the consequences of the piece would be at the time you were writing it?
I figured that it would be talked about on cable news for a couple of hours. I think I brought a suit with me back to Afghanistan just in case there was any TV interest.
Wow.
But I had no idea that. I thought General McChrystal would not be fired. I did not realize the depth of the animosity and how much anger there was at the White House at him for pushing the policy to escalate in Afghanistan in 2009. That's where the anger came from. The White House did not want to escalate in Afghanistan. General McChrystal sort of, or they felt, boxed him into that position.
You wrote your first book, I Lost My Love in Baghdad, about a girlfriend of yours at the time who was killed in the war. How much have you spoken about that?
I mean, we've spoken about it a fair amount. I met him as a friend when he was going through the aftermath of this tragedy, and I got to see just, you know, how horrible and just how sad you were.
But an incredible process that you went through, you know, in terms of mourning and then meeting Elise and being open to.
Well, yeah. I think, you know, I was very fortunate to have fallen in love with an amazing woman, and she was, you know, killed in a very horrible, horrific way in Iraq. I mean, this is one of the other reasons why, you know, we can have this sort of intellectual conversation about Iraq, and I can throw these numbers out there, but at the end of the day, nothing that anyone is going to tell me really is going to change my mind about how I feel deeply about that war, because of this sort of traumatic experience, to see what happened to her family, her friends, her loved ones. I thought, I mean, the first, the name of the book I wrote in her honor was I Lost My Love in Baghdad, because I didn't think I could love again. I was, you know, I feel very blessed and fortunate that Elise, you know, would have me. And I think, you know, the fact that she was able to sort of get past that is, to me, you know, I feel pretty lucky.
One final note. It's been misreported that Michael was working on a piece about Jill Kelly at the time of his death. In fact, his final unfinished story was about CIA Director John Brennan, and Elise is now working on finishing that story on Michael's behalf.